Oh, wow. That's awesome. Howdy, and welcome to the 20th season of the Texas Bucket List. That's right, we've been doing this show for 10 years now, and now that we've been traveling the roads of Texas for the past decade, people seem to think I'm an expert when it comes to traveling Texas. So, one of the most popular questions I get whenever we're on the road is, what's the favorite place you've ever been? Well, there's a lot of them. It's really hard to narrow down one because I love Big Bend, I love the Piney Woods, I love the coast, I love every single part of Texas, especially the metropolitan areas where we can find just about any kind of cuisine you could have imagined. But considering this is such a momentous occasion, I figured I'd share with you at least a couple of our favorite spots we've seen over the years and check them off the list again to see what I missed the first time. So first off, we're heading to one of my favorite places in the whole world. All thanks to their blanket of stars. When I first started the Texas Bucket List in 2013, there was one spot on the top of my list that I knew I had to check off: the McDonald Observatory in the Davis Mountains. Not only is this destination distant to most folks in our state, it's also extremely isolated. Once you make your way to Fort Davis, you still have to make your way up a mountain road to reach the observatory. But there's nothing like seeing those domes from the distance as you finally approach the area with one of the darkest skies in the country.
Welcome back.
Hey, glad to be back. Rachel Fuchsell is the program's manager at the McDonald Observatory, and she showed me around the facility that hasn't changed too much over the years, but still has some of the best views in the Lone Star State. You still get a crick in your neck out here? You always doing this?
I do a lot of that, but I'm one of those people that when I'm walking around outside at night, I'm likely to walk into something because I'm...
Now, the last time I visited, we took part in a star party. A chance to learn about the insane amount of stars you can see out here.
It's a very different experience sitting on a back porch and seeing 3 stars versus sitting on a back porch and seeing all these constellations and these faint objects millions of light years away.
But this night, we get an added experience as we get to bust out the big guns.
What you're doing different this time is visiting our 82-inch telescope tonight. We are looking through our original 2.1 meter Otto Struve telescope. This is an 83-year-old telescope now. It has, in my opinion, unparalleled views through an eyepiece.
It blows my mind that the original telescope is as old as it is, and it still works, and it still does the job.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still doing valuable science pretty much every night of the year. It's been upgraded a little bit throughout the years. Instrumentation is the main thing that changes on a telescope like that, but the instruments that we attach to it to do the science have advanced with the times.
Getting a chance to peer into the heavens behind this huge telescope is nothing new for regular folks like you and me. It's something they've been doing at the observatory since the 1940s.
That has been part of the observatory's public programming pretty much since the beginning. You'll get folks that came out here in the early days and remember standing in a line that went down Mount Locke, and the line would go all the way up the stairs to the dome, and people would look in the telescope and have their chance to look in it, and then off they go.
Today, it's a little bit more of an intimate affair, with 15 folks a night able to come in on certain dates and see some stunning celestial bodies with their own eyes.
Telescope definitely gives us a view not only over great distances, but over great periods of time that you can't get any other way.
I remember being at the star party and seeing all the things we saw, feeling so minuscule. I mean, it's amazing when you look at the heavens.
Yeah, and I love that feeling. I think it's part of the excitement of astronomy, is getting that sense of being a part of something so much bigger than just me and my little life. It's humbling, but it's also, I think, inspiring.
As the sun sets over the Davis Mountains, people start heading towards the telescope, while wild hogs, used to the commotion, show up for their evening snack. Once the first star shines its light here, it doesn't take long for the entire sky to come to life, and it leaves you breathless. Then the bay doors to the telescope open, and Sal Rivera starts pointing the telescope to some out-of-this-world things to see. From Jupiter to Mars, star clusters to nebulas. Seeing these objects through the lens of this large telescope is truly a humbling experience.
I've seen people weep when looking at through a telescope for the first time. Saturn is one that people often get really choked up about sometimes. I've seen people use expletives. Their reaction becomes very instinctual when they look in the telescope. And,
A lot of holy mollies.
yeah, that's what they say.
That is awesome.
Hearing their amazement of just like, oh, look, there's something so cool, it never gets old.
I would say the Orion Nebula is probably my top pick. And it's just one of the most beautiful objects in the night sky. I've been fascinated by it since I first saw it as a kid.
Also known as Messier 42, the Orion Nebula is truly stunning, as is NGC 1535, also known as Cleopatra's Eye.
There's this world above us that is masked from us when we're going about our daily lives. But in a place like McDonald, you can see that, be part of it.
And that's why coming to the McDonald Observatory is one of my favorite stops on the Texas bucket list. Seeing this night sky and all the amazing things that surround our small blue diamond in space make this stop a true jewel.
I think the world would be a better place if more people got in touch with science and with the natural dark sky. Taking a few minutes out to look up and appreciate what's out there, I think, is a really important experience. It's part of all of our lives. It's everybody's sky to see.